Uh, Hello, everyone. Um, I just got off of work, and I knew I had to say something about this. It's crazy. People have been wanting my insight on the whole Red Dead Redemption 1 thing, because I had made a video, discussing what did I think Rockstar was gonna do with the remaster and stuff. Well, I might have gotten myself as well as some others expectations up, should I say, because the video got 1.5 thousand views within the first 2 weeks. Which is why it's a little embarrassing to have to come back and make a discussion video completely off script because it would take too long, about what Rockstar has decided to do. So, the reason I say that it was an expectation that got a lot of people's hopes up, or maybe even false advertisement, is that me, as well as the general consensus of people, really expected it to be a remake or a remaster at the least. And Rockstar has recently come out and said that there will be no remaster, there will be no remake, there will only be a port of the original Red Dead Redemption ported over to PS4 and Wii, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe Xbox X or Xbox One. Um, Again, it's embarrassing. It's not the worst thing in the world. People get to experience the game on one hand, how original players got to experience it. And I will say that um it's not the worst thing in the world, because a lot of these things would have to be put into consideration, especially like with Grand Theft Auto 4. The original voice actor for Nico Bellic no longer works for Rockstar. So, I mean, you can probably take a lot of what I said in my video and maybe apply it to the reason why they didn't make it. Because my thoughts on Red Dead Redemption 1 Remake were all valid criticisms of what I was fearful for if they went through with it. Well, now we know that they didn't. But there are some ethical issues that I don't necessarily agree with. Okay, a port. Let's see how much the game is going for right now. Red Dead Redemption 1. Let's see. See if I can find it on like Amazon or something. Okay. For Amazon, Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Edition, Xbox One and Xbox 360, $28.99. $28.99. Okay. Red Dead Redemption for Xbox 360 with with no Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. $27. Okay, Red Dead Redemption Renewed for 360, $17. Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year Classics, Xbox 360, Xbox One compatible, $29.97. So pretty much the average going rate of this game at the moment is anywhere between $17 and $29. Okay, a port that, I mean, as you can see, some of these are already for Xbox One compatible, and it's $29.97. Okay, tell me why a PlayStation 4 port that is not even up to date with a PlayStation 5 is going for $50. It makes no sense to me. This game, in and of itself, is only worth $27 or $17 at the least. $27 is me being generous. And they're charging $50 for the port. Why? It doesn't make any sense to me. And I was on the GTA forums wanting to hear a little bit about what people were saying. Yeah, of course, PC gets ignored. People are worried about whether they'll give us 60 FPS. And some people are worried about whether it was accidentally put up early or if it was considered nothing big by Rockstar. And I do agree, it's just a weird way for it to be announced. So, I mean, it's embarrassing for pretty much everybody involved. It's embarrassing for the people who got their hopes up and got far less than what they wanted. And there's a lot of even people in my original video. Let me bring his name up right quick, if it will load. Okay. Okay, so people like Bullet Wound Studios, they said, I'm honestly really excited for it. I've never played Red Dead Redemption 1, and I think I'll wait until the remake comes out. So, not only is there a market of people that were waiting for the remake to come out, but there's people who would have just enjoyed a remake or would have just enjoyed a remaster, and now that market has just been blown because they've just decided to be lazy and port it over. Now, I want to make a clarification here. This is probably not all of Rockstar's doing. I think Take-Two has a large hand in how Rockstar conducts its business and how the money is made. As of why a AAA game needs a parent company like that, I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, it's definitely not unheard of. And not including the fact that people like Dan Houser are retired. They're not even any longer with the company. So, not only did I get 1.5 thousand people's hopes up, there's a guy that I want to mention on my channel because he called this 2 weeks ago. He said, I'm pretty sure it's still a rumor unless you can prove otherwise. I wouldn't get too excited because it's probably not going to happen. I heard that this all started because the rating for RDR1 got updated in Korea or something. I don't know how that has anything to do with it. He called it. But see, someone replied to him, Frantic Poison 1809. Supposedly, it's the same company that leaked the GTA Definitive Edition. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Grove Street Productions, I think. Grove Street Productions. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a bad look, on the company. And I hate it because I was giving them a lot of props in my video. I was giving them tons of props in my video. I said, I don't think Rockstar will make the same bad decision that they made with the original trilogy remake, or remaster, should I say. And right now, I mean, it's subjective of whether you think doing nothing at all is worse than doing something anyways. I mean, I'll try to be optimistic about it and be like, you get to experience the game. Nothing has been tampered with in terms of audio, in terms of voice acting, in terms of, this and that. But it makes me wonder why Rob Weethoff even denied my request to ask him questions in my video. Because he said he is still under contractual obligations not to say anything. So, I don't know. I just thought that was a little weird. And he made it sound as if it was recent. He made it sound as if it was a recent thing. And I even looked it up, like in the video. I looked it up. And there were articles. Let me find the articles right quick. There were articles about his potential involvement with the remaster or remake. So look, it says here, Rob Weethoff will return to voice John Marston in the prequel. Well, that's probably, yeah. Never mind. That's referencing Red Dead Redemption 2. But the Gaming Bible, I'm not sure how valuable of a source that is to anyone out there. Red Dead Redemption. John Marston actor wants to return for remake. May 24th, 2023. And it says, the little blurb up under it, it says, voice actor for Red Dead Redemption protagonist John Marston has expressed interest in returning for a Red Dead Redemption remake. So, I'm not sure how much of this was actually perpetrated by Rockstar themselves. But if what the people in my comments said were correct, it was supposedly the same company that leaked the original trilogy. So it's like, why shouldn't we get our hopes up? And if they were right about the original trilogy, then why were they wrong about the remake? Because obviously, they have to be getting some kind of source from someone. And it's like I asked my script editor, Alice. I said, why is it only for PlayStation 4? Why is it not compatible with PlayStation 5? And it got me thinking. I was like, well, glass half full type of mentality. Maybe they're just saving the remake for PlayStation 5. But I have seen nothing about it. People have been asking me to address the current news on this port. But the largest ethical fallacy that I can find so far is why they're charging $50 for it. I mean, if they were to price it at 28, they'd probably still break even. It doesn't make any sense. And, breaking even for a port is not bad. It's not bad. I don't even know how much money you would have to even put into a port. But considering it effectively affects almost nothing, I don't know. So, I mean, they're still... Let me put it this way. They're still making money regardless. So... I don't know. Let me read some more of these comments. Yeah. Fano F. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they leave PC hanging once again. Seems like... Did they... Yeah, so someone, an admin of the board, or of the website, replied to the did they accidentally put it up early. The admin says, seems like it's put up early by accident as the video link doesn't work, but it's there in the back end. Looks like it's the original code, but ported to Switch and PlayStation 4 as it was only on streaming. Bit of a shame PC was left over, but... Oh, man. Classic fucking, classic Rockstar right there. Leaving out PC. Now, see, this was, for anyone who's interested in my thoughts about a potential Grand Theft Auto, remake, I have a video of that. It's another discussion video, much like this one, but with a much shittier microphone, but I still make great points in it. Like, if there's one thing for sure, I know my Rockstar games, and, a lot of the criticisms in that video also apply to this. Like, how you can't get the original voice actor anymore, and how it will affect the story's canon if anything is ever changed or potentially left out that was in the original. Things that can, sort of spark debates like that. And if I'm not mistaken, that video is like almost an hour long, so put it on whenever you're playing a game or something, like fucking, let me think. Let me see. Empire Total War or something. Yeah, so, I mean, the general consensus of what I see, people are disappointed. Let me see. People were asking for PC ports somewhere later down the line. Yeah, so here's another big thing. Somebody said, I guess it's a PS4 version also playable on PS5, like the trilogy. At least there's that. And that's, Madden Ghost replied, the trilogy has a dedicated port for PS5. I don't think that's what's going on here. Hey, I'll get to finally play this. And October's probably gonna save them tropical storms. I do gotta say, I was expecting a little bit more than a simple port. Exactly. I mean, again, I think Take-Two might have a little bit more involvement in this than Rockstar is probably comfortable with. But, at what point do you put your foot down, At what point do you say, hey, we have a flop trilogy, we've already failed a remake that gave us bad reviews across the board. You know, I mean, even though it wasn't really Rockstar's problem, well, I mean, direct issue, because it was another company that they had hired to, cover the trilogy remake. It's still under the Rockstar banner, and it's going to hurt them regardless, because when things like this happen, people don't just point fingers at the freelance company that you hired. They're going to look at the person who hired them, and it's really unfortunate. Um, I mean, I just sort of thought that they would have learned their lesson last time. Don't fuck this up. And the thing about it is, it's releasing August 17th, I think, and it's currently August 8th. So that is not a long time. It almost feels like a rushed decision, almost. Because why would you announce it the same month? It doesn't make any sense. That seems like that seems like something they would announce back in July. Like in July, they would have come out and said, "Hey, we have a remaster coming out August 17th." Not 8 days into the same month. I don't. I mean, I mean, it just doesn't make that much sense to me. Um, that's literally next Friday, as of the recording of this video, because it's 8. Then 10 days from now, it'll be Friday. So I mean, it'll be that Thursday, but 9 days from now. So I mean, might as well say a week and 2 days. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. It seems like a rushed decision that they didn't give a lot of thought into. But I wish someone over at that company would realize how much, like, someone who could relate with the fan base, because Rockstar Games, they're known for making good AAA games. That there's a reason they're one of the biggest companies, one of the biggest game companies in the world right now. And it sucks because it seems like there's nobody working in the office anymore that is like, okay, well, we'll make a Red Dead Redemption 1 remake, and we'll say that we're releasing it a couple of months from now for PS4 and PS5. Like, it's not about waiting. I mean, if that's what they were going for, is like, oh, look, you get to have a port in about a week or so. It's not about that. It's about how you handle the situation. And in my honest opinion, they didn't handle it in a very good manner. They handled it very sloppy, and I mean, I keep trying to take up for them, but at this point, especially with the failed remake trilogy, I just can't. I can't take up for them anymore. The inner pragmatist within me is like, stop. You you have to draw a line in the sand here. Um, yeah, I mean, one single change is somehow enough to justify a 50% markup. I mean, what the fuck is that? How did you go from $23 or $24 to 50? How do you jump up that high? And the only reason people are saying it looks better is because it's for the PS4. We're talking about a game that came out, how long ago? Like 8 years ago? Let me check. 8 years ago, I think it was. Release date. Yeah. I mean, fuck, it was over 10 years ago. Because it released May 10th, 2010. So it's been like 13 years. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's been 13 years. How do you justify putting a $50 price tag on a 13-year-old game that you're just porting over to a newer console? I mean, the graphics are still there. I mean, I bet if I play this new port, because I have a PlayStation 4, if I play this new port, it will probably look exactly like how I remembered it back in, like, 2010 when I first got it. But see, for everybody else who hasn't played the first game and then the second game, I can understand why they're disappointed. I can understand because it is a downgrade from the graphics, from the voice acting, from everything. It is a downgrade. But see, people who've played Red Dead Redemption 1 before Red Dead Redemption 2, see, we can put up with that. It doesn't bother us because we've played this game religiously. We know almost every line by heart. I mean, it was an insane game when it first came out, but I mean, I can't sit here on the fence and be like, well, it doesn't bother me. I can understand why people are mad about it. I mean, you're effectively getting... How much is Red Dead Redemption 2? Redemption 2 price. On the PlayStation Store right now. Let me make sure I'm getting my information correct. Okay, look. Red Dead Redemption 2 is $60. It's $60. Still, I mean, if you were to ask me, oh my god. The Ultimate Edition of Red Dead Redemption 2 is $100. What are they doing? I can't tell if this is just the PlayStation Store's prices or if this is actual Rockstar prices. That is insane. Like, the game is good, but it's like, I paid $60 like fucking 4 years ago when I first got it. Or like 5 or 6 years ago when I first got it. Man. That's, oh man. And Red Dead Redemption is only $20 cheaper. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Just keep it at $24. I mean, what are they trying to... What are they trying to get all this extra money for if they're not making a remake? Or if they're not making a remaster? What are they doing? I gotta go lay down. I hope you enjoyed the video. For anyone who watched, I am sorely disappointed and my day is ruined.